Affirmations. Affirmations are the first page in the Define My Day journal. They're there so you can easily open up the book and see them and go over them as much as you need to. I recommend planning on doing them first thing in the morning when you open up your journal. It should be the first thing that you do. Now, we're not talking about the guy from Saturday Night Live that looks in the mirror and tells himself, "I love myself, I'm special, and people love me," or whatever goes on there. We don't need to be that hokey about it. The purpose of this is to offset all of the negative things that we tell ourselves each and every day. We want to tell ourselves, we want to prime our minds to think a little bit more positively. If we can tip the scales just a little bit to think a little bit better about ourselves, wouldn't that be worth it? I think it absolutely is. And I was in that camp that thought affirmations were absolutely hokey. I would never be caught dead doing affirmations, and I still don't say them out loud in front of anybody. There are people that will do them in the shower, loud as hell, talking about them, and their kids hear them, and they're whatever. Oh, I can't do that. I'm just not there. But I do them, and I do feel that when I say them out loud, I can focus on them, and my mind doesn't wander. There have been studies, and I don't know if any of this is true, but I've heard this in many a class, whether it's sales courses or business leadership, whatever, that roughly 70% of your thoughts, maybe more, are negative. And we get down on ourselves for how we behave, the things we think, the things we do, our body image, all of the stuff, all of the crap that we're constantly critical of ourselves about needs to be offset. We need to say to ourselves, no, that's not what I think. I actually think this. I do love myself. Other people love me. I'm a positive influence on my kids, my coworkers, maybe even my boss. You need to tell yourself what you are proud of, and maybe the things that you should be proud of that you aren't yet. And we need to focus on that. So how do I go about my affirmations? I started off small. I only had a couple, and I built them as I wanted to go forward. I use the strategy of saying them in the present tense, even if that's not currently true. So I am 165 pounds. I'm not 165 pounds. The goal is to think like someone that is 165 pounds. So when I make decisions throughout the day, when I'm thinking, okay, am I going to have this chocolate bar? No, I'm 165 pounds. And to be 165 pounds, I can't have that chocolate bar. I am loved. I am a positive influence. I am a great marketer. I am a great confidant for my clients. There are a lot of things that go into my affirmations that, I am a great husband and father. All of those things, all aspects of my life, I put them in the present tense, even if sometimes I have my doubts. And I tell myself those affirmations in the morning when I first open up my journal. And a good practice to get into would be to, if you're walking into a difficult conversation or a difficult meeting, would be to briefly go over those affirmations also to sort of get your mind in the right place. And there have been studies that have shown that if you walk into a meeting and you visualize that meeting, if you prepare yourself for that meeting, for how you're going to behave and react to a situation, that you are more likely to go into that situation with the mindset that you set forth. And that's what we're trying to do with our day. So if you say to yourself, I am calm, I am not reactive, I am even-keeled, I am the voice of reason, then you walk into a meeting, you've just said all of those things to yourself, and you should be that way. And even if you go into that meeting and maybe you're not that way, you're going to walk out and go, oh man, yep, didn't happen this time. But you're going to remember, you're going to be conscious of it. So then the next time you do it, you're going to think about it again and just make a little bit of progress. Doesn't need to be perfect. We are not going for obviously not going for perfection. We're making progress. So in another example might be with your kids. I am patient. I am kind. I am understanding. Maybe I am firm. Maybe I am disciplined. Whatever it needs to be. Your situation is your situation. Prime yourself for that. Think to yourself that. Make your head believe what you want it to believe. Your mind will continue down a path of the pattern of thinking that you have. So if you think negatively more often, your brain wires itself. Neurons are connected to think more negative with less energy. So the goal of this is to change that pattern, to think more positively, to think better about ourselves, to go to sleep. If you read these before going to sleep, read these to yourself to get your brain just a little bit in the direction of thinking better about yourself. So write down what is most important for you. I recommend going with the present tense. I am calm. I am in shape. I am a positive person. I am a positive influence on the people around me. Whatever is good for you, whatever you most want for yourself. You might even say, I am rich. I make X amount of dollars per month. That is okay. You do what is good for you. And keep doing it day in and day out. Say that over and over again to yourself. And let's rewire our brains to think in a way that is best for us and the people around us. So get your affirmations down, get them in the book, look at them every morning, look at them before you go to sleep, and whenever you need to throughout the day. All right, that was affirmations. Let's get into setting some goals.